Hey yo, what's going on, family? It's that boy Cage again with an update on the VIP weekend for Anthem. So let's see exactly how this went, Sowie. It did get better. Now, the problem that they had with the infinite loading screens that I complained about last time, that still persisted through the entire weekend. That never went away. But I was able to get in more reliably. They had a workaround for it. You can close out of the game if you get stuck on it. You get back into the game, it'll give you the option, do you want to rejoin the expedition that you were in? Click yes, it'll let you in. That was reliable for the most part. It worked for me and the people that I was playing with. For the most part, we were able to play with little incident. Me talking about losing all of my gear, that was also kind of addressed. You do hold all of your things in a, I don't know, like a cache of sorts that saves once you end up getting kicked out of the game. So all you had to do was load into a free play, get out, and then that would end up coming back to you. You would get all of your experience and all of the items that you had accumulated during that play session. So that ended up working itself out, but it was really inconvenient though. I know, especially playing with friends, two of us would be able to get in, one of us wouldn't be able to get in. So then it's okay, you two go ahead, fuck off, do what you're doing. I'll restart my game real fast. And I don't know if this was a problem for everybody, but I know that for me and at least one other person, we had issues with the game just not showing up in the task manager once you would close out of it. So then we would end up having to go to details every time and find it in there. So it's completely hiding itself from the process tree, which was weird as hell to me. So beyond that, getting into the game and actually playing it, everything ran pretty smooth for the most part. We still had disappearing enemies. We still had kind of getting stuck in walls, but the minute by minute gameplay was dope. And BioWare did kind of hit us with a little bit of good stuff. They hit us with a tweet earlier, I think on Saturday, saying that for the trouble of the server issues and disconnections, all the other good stuff, that we would be getting an additional vinyl, which is a customization option. It gives you different colors to your Mac. So that's good, in addition to the one that you would get for pre-ordering the game. As well as, if you didn't know, initially in the VIP demo process, you were only able to get the Ranger and one other suit for the entire gameplay session. So that was going to be for the VIP demo and the demo next week, the open demo. Again, for the trouble, they went ahead and opened up all four. That happened on Sunday, I think. So with a few hours left, they opened it up so everybody got to play. Now, I got to play as 3 different suits. I never got a chance to touch Storm, but I did get to play with the Ranger, of course, the Colossus, and the Interceptor. Now, the Ranger is going to be the suit that a lot of people, I think, are going to start out with. That's going to be your typical Iron Man suit. It kind of has the aesthetic of Iron Man. I had mine looking kind of like Iron Man if Iron Man was painted red and platinum. You probably saw that one in my initial gameplay footage, but it kind of has the best of both worlds. Has a good little bit of speed and flexibility, maneuverability, but can also take a punch. The Colossus is a fucking tank. It felt awesome to be on the battlefield with like my chain gun just mowing folks down. Like shoulder mounted cannons just arcing stuff over and blowing shit up. It felt amazing. And the ultimate for that one, it's this stupid, like, I don't know what the hell kind of rifle it is, but that shit blows everything up. It's just everything in the screen, it might as well shoot 3 nukes, because it completely demolishes anything that's on screen. I thought it was crazy. Even flying through with the shield, even though I think that the shield does need a little bit of work, it felt finicky. Being able to hit things, certain things I wasn't able to hit, certain things I kind of bounced off of, but I dig the idea of it. I also dig the animation, like when you have it out and you're running, or when you're flying, you're kind of up like this, and you have the flames from like the friction in the air kind of coming off of it. It kind of looks like you're a rocket shooting through the sky, about to like bust somebody in the face with that bitch. So that's kind of dope. So real heavy, real nice. I ended up making it look like a mobile suit. So I got the white, red, and blue, and yellow, the color motif going on. So I'm going Mobile Suit Gundam with that one. And then the Interceptor is basically Genji from Overwatch. You run around, you slice shit up. I mean, I was wilding out last night with that thing, because I don't think I fired too many shots. I would jump straight into a group of enemies and just tap the melee button over and over and over again and say, he goes here, he goes here, he goes here, he goes here. Oh, fuck, where the fuck is he? Now he's behind me, slice my head off. Like, he fucking slices, he dices, he might as well be a fucking ninja blender. It gets the work done. I really like that character. So, I mean, out of those three, I can't even say that I can pick a favorite at this point. They all play completely different from one another, but they're all fun. I respect every single one of them things. Like, I could spend a lot of time with any one of the three. I would say at this point, the one that I'll probably play the least is probably Ranger, just because that's the most expected experience. But I had fun with all three of them. My girl played Storm. She loved Storm and was setting up combos left and right. I can't speak on it from personal experience because I never really got a chance to play that character. We started watching a documentary about like the Fire Festival last night before we found out that all four characters were unlocked. So we got back on with like an hour and a half to spare, so didn't really have a chance. By the way, that Fire Festival documentary, it's on Netflix. If you get a chance to watch that bitch, watch it if you want to see some funny ass shit. Anyway, but no, the game ended up going good. I'm excited for week 2 of the demo. Hopefully they're able to work out some of these problems. I know the things I'm hoping for at this point is, one, the infinite load screen is fixed. I hope that that's not a problem. I hope that people are able to log in immediately, first day, because again, you've had a whole weekend full of information. I realized that they have said that it wasn't necessarily a server capacity issue. It was another overlying issue that was happening someplace in the background in their servers. Hopefully they get that resolved, because we're really, really close to launch at this point. And when I say close to launch, I mean the 15th of February, not the 22nd, because that's when PC gets access if you have Origin access. I hope that they address the flying system, because flying is still kind of garbage. I was able to get used to it, but it is still joystick emulator. I don't think that they'll address this. I did see something on Reddit from one of the I guess community managers saying basically deal with it, and it may be addressed in the future. I don't really like that, but it does kind of seem like realistically we may just have to hope for it being addressed at a patch sometime in the future, and just dealing with it for right now. I basically just turned the settings all down to basically 0, and that helped out a bit. Swimming, double what I just said, because swimming is flying but worse. But again, minute to minute flying, all of that stuff does work well. And what else? Text chat. There's kind of no reason for there not to be text chat. With all the comparisons that this game gets to Destiny 2, at least Destiny eventually added text chat, because they knew that it was a bad idea not to have it, so they eventually added it. On PC, I may not necessarily want to talk, or I may be in a group with friends in Discord, because I personally don't use VoIP in games. I use Discord. If you want to play with me, ask for an invite to my Discord server. I will send you one and we can talk in there. I see this as a problem, not having text chat, because there were several times, especially when we were going through the first mission, going to get, I can't remember the name of the item, but there was 3 circles on 3 different sides of this circular room, and you had to switch them to different colors. Now, there are projections of what color you are supposed to pick. I wish someone would have told me that. I ended up having to check online for it. The first time I ran through it, it was completely dumb luck. We just scrolled through them several times and got it right eventually. At this point, I knew what to do, but I couldn't communicate that to everybody else. So then I'm having to go through changing stuff to the right things because I'm playing with randoms at this particular point. I can change it to the correct color, but then they'll go back behind me and then change the color back to something else. And it's like, dude, stop. So I'm throwing flares and shit with emotes, trying to get them to stop, and we finally get it, but it's kind of annoying. It would have been way easier if I could have just went in and typed, hey, stop, I have this, or so I could explain the mechanics to it. Even with VoIP, if I did switch into a channel, yeah, you could say that would have worked, but it's disabled by default. So if it's disabled by default, a lot of people are in the same position that I'm in, using Discord or something other else. If it's not on by default, most people aren't gonna use it. That's my belief anyway. I don't know if that's true. If it's not, say something in the comments, but that's how I feel. But beyond that, hoping for next week, hoping that everything is good. Those are the main things that I'm really, really hoping for. Progress from this weekend does carry over to next weekend. Anyone that also was in for this VIP demo does still have the same access to all 4 suits next weekend. I'm not sure if the people that never had access to it will have access to them or not. That was never addressed. Hey, puppy. That was never addressed, I don't think. But if you did play this past weekend, next weekend you'll be fine. So beyond that, signing out. See y'all out on the battlefield, and y'all have a good day.